Nothing so loud as hearing when we lie. Truth is not kind, and you said neither am I. And the air outside so soft, we're saying
so sad. Wait to see my hair too. And like all my hair. Yeah, wait to see all my hair. I get a haircut. Thank you so much.
Closing the heart when all we need is to free the soul. But we will
I have my name on it. Yeah.
Jose, sorry. Ready?
Yes.
Michelle and Jamie, I welcome you here for what is one of the most exciting days of your lives. Today marks the beginning of an awesome adventure for the two of you. From here on, you will walk hand in hand through life together, experiencing the good and the bad. The good times will let you rejoice in the love you share, while the tougher times will strengthen and fortify your commitments to each other. Marriage means many things, but most of all, it means working each day to create a life together. It means loving each other more every day as you grow, learn, and change together as a family, and sharing all of life's crazy twists and turns together. I now have a reading from Robert Fulghum called From Beginning to End. You two have known each other from the first glance of acquaintance to this point of commitment, and at some point you decided to marry. And from that moment of yes to this moment of yes, you've been making promises and agreements in an informal way. All those conversations that were held riding in a car or over a meal or during long walks. All those sentences that began with when we're married and continued with I will and you will and we will. Those late night talks that included someday and somehow and maybe. And all those promises that are unspoken matters of the heart. All these common things and more are the real process of a wedding. The symbolic vows that you are about to make are a way of saying to one another, you know all those things that we promised and hoped and dreamed? Well, I meant it all, every word. Look at one another and remember this moment in time. Before this moment, you've been many things to one another. Acquaintance, friend, companion, lover, dancing partner, and even teacher, for you have learned a lot from each other. Now you shall say a few words that will take you across the threshold of life, and things will never quite be the same between you. For after these vows, you shall say to the world, this is my husband, and this is my wife. At this point, I would invite you two to read some vows to each other.
Okay, so.
Oh, you're first.
Yeah. So
Okay.
you want to put it? You want to hold it?
Do you want to hold that on the table for you?
Okay, I'll hold it.
I can put it on you. I take you, Jamie, to be my best friend, my faithful partner, and my one true love.
Michelle, I promise to encourage and inspire you and to love you through both the good times and the bad.
I will forever be there to laugh with you, lift you up when you are down, and hold you for all the days of my life.
And Michelle, I will love you unconditionally through all of our ventures in life together as I long to grow old and share all that I have with you and Mo.
Now we will exchange some rings.
Okay, so I give her that one. Okay.
The rings that you two are about to exchange with each other are symbols of your partnership in life. Your rings are unique and beautifully suited to each of you, just like you are to each other. They will serve as a reminder of your love for each other and the life you share together. Who would like to go first?
I'll go first.
Jamie, place the ring on Michelle's finger.
Yep.
And Michelle, place the ring on Jamie's finger. All right, this is the fun part, so you have to hold hands.
Okay, so
Do you, Michelle and Jamie, pledge to take on life together, to be equal partners in your marriage, and to love each other always?
yes.
Yes.
Do you promise to love each other for who you are today, and to love and support each other as you grow and change throughout your lives?
Yes.
Yes.
And do you pledge to be there for each other during the tough times and the exciting ones, and to take on life's adventures together?
Yes.
Yes.
And do you commit yourselves completely to each other, and promise to love each other every day for the rest of your lives?
Yes.
Yes.
Then, by the power vested in me by the District of Columbia, I now pronounce you two married.
Yeah.
Okay.
Give me a kiss.
One more.
Okay.
Now we're married.
All right. Okay.
Okay, party time.
Party.
So yeah, what Rachel will do is she'll...
Nothing so loud as hearing when we lie kind. And you said neither am I. And the air outside so soft, we're saying everything.
Going.
Oh, it's going?
These are the real moments.
Felicidades, Michelle and Jamie. Congratulations. Prima and Primo have a very good life. And my best wishes to all of you.
See you in New Jersey.
See you in New Jersey.
Love you lots. All the love and congratulations to the world, Michelle and JP. Love you, Prima, and new cousin. Actual cousins, niece and nephew.
Hi, Michelle and Jamie. Congratulations and all my best wishes. We look forward to your visiting in New Jersey. And Jamie, welcome to the family.
Yay!
Congratulations, you two. I wish you happiness, a lifetime of happiness. And yeah, welcome to the family.
Bye, Prima, Primo.
Michelle, te deseo mucha felicidad, mucho amor, mucho éxito en tu vida con Jamie. Te veo un gran tipo, así que no lo maltrates demasiado. I wish you a lot of happiness and success and in your new life. So, felicidad. Y Michelle y Jaime, so happy to be here at your wedding. And I don't know how you could doubt about my attendance, but here I am, wouldn't miss it for anything. Muchas felicidades a ambos y nos veremos pronto. Besos.
It won't trouble me.
Jamie, congratulations. I'm so happy for you and Michelle. I know I foresee all good things for you guys in the future. We love you guys.
Jay, I have Mike's head on my shoulder, and I don't want his head on my shoulder, but it's there. And we've known each other for quite a few years. Michelle, Cindy and I are so happy for you guys, and we wish you nothing but the best.
Hey Jay, congratulations, man. I knew you could do it, and you did a great job. Picked a wonderful woman.
We knew it!
We knew you could do it.
You can do it!
Congratulations.
We did know it.
And best of luck to you guys. Love you,
Steve
man.
didn't think so, but we all
Steve doubted, but we made sure.
We're all happy for you. We're happy for you, man.
Truth is not kind. And you said neither am I. And the air outside so soft, we're saying everything.
Hey guys, congratulations, all the best, and may the force be with you.
Be this close, feel the same. All I want is to feel this.
Hi, Michelle and Jamie. I just wanted to say congratulations and God bless, and I wish you guys a lifetime of love and happiness. Jamie and Michelle, wishing you much love, much happiness, and thank you for sharing your gorgeous day with us. We're so excited to be here and to watch you grow together in your life. And you look absolutely gorgeous. Stunning. Cheers.
Oh, I wasn't even recording.
Be that brave, I know. In the air outside so soft.
So we've both known Michelle for quite a while. Yeah, I've known Michelle for 5 years, and Erin actually has known her a very long time.
I've known Michelle I met Michelle 22, math is not my strong point. I think 22 years ago I met Michelle, and then I re-met Michelle maybe 4 years ago. She came back to the city.
Yeah,
You know, it's funny, Michelle and I actually met not on very good circumstances because we were both in a very stressful work program where we were rolling hours and really, frankly, awful people that were in charge of us. But I mean, if anyone knows Michelle, you know how lighthearted she can be and positive, and she's always up for an adventure. And some of my favorite memories of Michelle are us exploring Texas countryside, looking for the best steak we've ever had. And with that, I see that sort of excitement and adventure with Jamie. And I'm really, I don't know, I've never started, so I've seen the ups and downs, and all I've seen with Jamie is just happiness and excitement for the future. So that's what I have for you guys.
That's beautiful. I echo all of that and incorporate it by reference in my words. Aaron and I met through Michelle. We're now the Aarons together.
Yeah, weirdly with the same name. But Michelle doesn't like to go outside her comfort zone with friends, I guess.
The Aaron thing works. So we all go to Soul Cycle together and brunch together and have a lot of fun reconnecting. My experience of Michelle as grown-up Michelle is very similar to my experience of Michelle as childhood Michelle, which is socially kind, warm, inviting, completely without artifice, always very, what you see is what you get, and it's always generous, and concerned with how others are doing, concerned with how her friends are doing. And I noticed exactly the same thing that you have with Jamie. Pure joy, pure happiness, sparkly, bubbly.
Well, that's right. That's what you should have in a partner, someone who lifts you up constantly.
Yeah.
And that's what we both see.
It's very exciting to see that in a friend of yours, and it's very exciting to see her become a dog mom. She wished me Happy Mother's Day for my dogs on Mother's Day, and I was delighted to wish her the same. Look forward to that new journey for Michelle.
So yeah, that's us.
Congratulations from Aaron.
Congratulations.
So cold, closing the heart when all we need is to free the soul.
Hi, Michelle and Jamie. I just wanted to tell you that I love you very much. We do the best. Love you.
Hola, Michelle. Jamie no es Dave. Jamie, encantada de conocer a Jamie y ver que se quieren, se llevan súper bien y que van a tener una relación bien maravillosa. Los quiero un montón y saben que siempre vamos a estar pendientes. Que Dios les bendiga su unión y que sea para siempre de felicidad y amor. Los queremos.
Well, as I was saying before, Jay and I met when we were in kindergarten. I was 4, he was 5, and as a father myself, it's hard to say what gravitates, youth towards each other. For some reason, we liked running really, really fast, and we would run from tree to tree and race each other. We were ultra competitive. I don't know if you remember that, Jay. Yeah, and we would run around the block and try to race each other. But it was a little ridiculous because we had to stop and then open a fence to get through and then continue the race. But it was good for guys, to grow up. We had a lot of energy and we constantly challenged each other physically, and that was sort of like the basis of our friendship. And also, we grew up together with some of these guys because they didn't have bathroom doors in our elementary school. So we sort of looked out for each other, as these guys know, and then it was a little scary at times, so we would look out and make sure everything was okay. I was a lot smaller than Jamie. We were about the same size now, but when we were kids, I was called a late bloomer. So some people call it delayed puberty, as we talked about. But Jamie was up to here, and I was down here. And the only two people that I was taller than were the 2 dwarfs in our school, who grew up to be dwarfs. And basically then one of the dwarfs tried to beat me up one day. But Jay, this was kind of the defining moment of our friendship, walked by when I was about to get beat up, because I'm assuming he thought I would not be able to handle myself in that situation, because I was about the same size as Chris, the dwarf La Rosa, and Jay took care of the situation, we'll say that. And Chris was lying on the floor, Jay walked away, and then my babysitter walked by. And I'm standing there like this, looking at Chris on the floor, and then Jay walked away, and my babysitter Gail said, "What happened?" And I looked down, I was like, "Jamie, beat Chris up." But that's kind of the basis of where we started from there. After there, we would enjoy each other's company, laughing at absurd things for years, especially with these gentlemen here, absurdities of life. And fast forward to when we're 19 and 20, our interests change. We enjoyed going out, I guess you could say, looking for young ladies, couple of cocktails on the town in New York City. No, not Mike. No, but we tried to get the interest of young ladies. Yeah, no, I know. Well, no, I'm glad you brought. No, I know. Well, you know what? That brought me to my point now, because eventually all of us had something in common. We were interested in getting married and starting families and things, and that was the one difference that Jay had. Not that he wasn't interested, but it didn't quite happen that way for him. And we sort of, eventually in our 30s, we kind of went our separate ways, and just really reconnected about 6 months ago during some of the saddest times in his life with his mother passing. And we sort of bonded once again over that experience. And the one thing that we didn't have in common, we now had in common, is that we found the woman that we were going to spend the rest of our lives with. I already married that person, he was just about to, which she met my wife and we went out, got to know each other. And my wife, I think, put it perfectly into perspective when we met up in Brooklyn, where we live, with Michelle and Jamie. And after we knew that they were getting married, when we left, or actually she said it at the bar, I believe, and she said, all that was missing from Jay was the right woman. And Cindy and I, my wife, left, and we in the car back home, said to each other, right, Jay's gonna be just fine. He found the right person, And we knew it right there, and I knew it after spending an hour with Michelle, and I was very happy for Jay that he found this, because I know he was searching for it for a long time. So I'm glad my old friend found true love. So if I can raise my glass right now, toast to Jay and Michelle, a lifetime of love and happiness. Cheers.
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
I'm a friend of Michelle's, and I've had the pleasure of meeting Michelle twice in my life, really. Once when I was 12. So flash forward 20 years later, and my husband and I are married, living in DC, and he says, "Hey, Michelle Pasalacqua lives in town. Do you want to have happy hour?" And I said, "What?" All the way here, what are the odds? And I remembered 3 things about Michelle. I remembered her last name because it was unusual. I remembered a girl with curly red hair, and I remembered that she was kind because I was the new kid and we didn't know each other very well. And Michelle invited me to her birthday party. Those little kindnesses when you're not even a teenager, a pre-teenager, and that's not a kind group of people. So that kind of social generosity really touched me and stayed with me for literally decades. So I was delighted to get to meet Michelle again for a second time. And all of those 3 things are still true. Most importantly, that she is overwhelmingly kind. And it's been so wonderful to me, selfishly, as a human, to have her in my life again, and to have a friend who is so generous, who is always so concerned with how others are doing, who keeps in touch well, and who is completely without artifice. Michelle cares so much about others. And now to see her find someone who makes her obviously so happy, so sparkling and radiant and bubbly. The other Erin and I were talking about together earlier. Nothing but joy, and it's been such a pleasure to talk to Jamie and to get to know you. And I remember at a party that Michelle hosted, Jamie mentioned that they met on coffee and a bagel, and described Michelle as his coffee to his bagel. So I would like to
add one thing. It's the Puerto Rican coffee to the Jewish bagel.
To use the groom's word, to the coffee and the bagel. A lifetime of happiness. Cheers.
Wait, it's Puerto Rican coffee, Jewish bagel. Those are his words. I'm the best man. Come on.
And for the Puerto Ricans in the audience, que vivan los novios.
The Jews here for.
Michelle and Jamie, best wishes.
Felicidades.
Wish you the best and good luck and love.
Here's to Michelle's interest in friends with the great names. So I had the pleasure of meeting Michelle almost 5 years ago. Her and I both work for the US Air Force. We're both civilian analysts, and it's been a wonderful career for both of us. But 5 years ago, we entered into one of the most difficult and troubling times of our lives. We were in the middle of nowhere, Texas, in San Angelo, where the cows do outnumber the people. And we're both city girls, so that was definitely hard. But I arrived in November 2011, and these are classes about 20 people. And I was in a class by myself with 19 men. And I had no friends, because these were all, military guys that are obviously friendly, but, sometimes it's hard as the girl to break in. And then, it's funny, it echoes Aaron's story, because Michelle and I met, sort of randomly, and I thought, you're a girl. You're a civilian. Oh my goodness. And just as Aaron said, Michelle has this kindness that, overwhelms you and encompasses you. And she reached out to me, and we became friends, and we, explored West Texas, which there's not a lot there. I mean, I think one time we drove an hour just for like the best steak of my life, where it's one of those places where you buy one and they give you 4 steaks for free. Like they got the cow out back, they just kind of cut it open. So there's West Texas, and then one time we went to Corpus Christi, which is in the south, and I don't know if you know Michelle, she's great with directions. And I didn't know this at the time, but she's like, I'll lead, you just follow me. I'm like, okay, great. And I'm driving along, and then I look over, and Michelle's driving down the wrong side of the highway. And I think, I'm just not gonna follow her there. But yeah, Michelle, you have this joy for life, sweetheart, and we all know it, and we all see it, and you have a sense of adventure, and you were my rock and my friend when I really needed it, and I'm so happy that you found Jamie. I wasn't gonna cry in a day, but because I know you are that for her, and I see that you every day since you've met him, that you have this joy for life, and it makes us so happy to see that. And so with that, I love poetry, and so I'm gonna be a little cliche and read a poem, but it just reminded me a lot of you two. And so I'm gonna read it off my phone, but because what I find is that, love like yours is rare, and it is something we should all celebrate, and I'm glad that we're here. But, so the poem is Love by Roy Croft. I love you, not only for what you are, but for what I am when I am with you. I love you not only for what you have made of yourself, but for what you are making of me. I love you for the part of me that you bring out. I love you for putting your hand into my heaped up heart and passing over all the foolish, weak things that you can't help dimly seeing there, and for drawing out into the light all the beautiful belongings that no one else had looked quite far enough to find. I love you because you are helping me to make of the lumber of my life not a tavern, but a temple, out of the works of my everyday, not a reproach, but a song. I love you because you have done more than any creed could have done to make me good, and more than any fate to make me happy. You have done it without a touch, without a word, without a sign. You have done it by being yourself. So with that, I'd like to raise our glass one last time. Yeah, to Michelle and Jamie.
Man, what the? No, man. That's a lot. You have whatever rank you are in.
Yeah. It's been downgraded.
The wife is
outranked.
One rank above me.
What can I say? My petit puce, Pulguita, is married. Wow, can't believe it. I remember so many things from when Michelle was born, the great 14th of February, on St. Valentine's Day. What a punteria, what a shot. I remember when she graduated, when she used to go with my parents, we used to go to Cocoa Beach. Remember, Michelle? On the weekends, when we went to UF for orientation, then for graduation, then to St. Joseph for graduations. And maybe you don't realize it, but time moves very quickly, very quickly. And now to see that she has found the love of her life, I feel great. And life is to be spent with the person you love, and we all can see the love that they show among themselves, and also spreads into us. Because you can see the happiness. The wedding ceremony was very emotional, very brief, but to the point. Saying for rich and for poor, for health or whatever they said. It's important because not everything will be perfect during the time and throughout the years. But you have to have the commitment and the strength to be able to tackle all the difficulties that may come up. And you do have the strength. Michelle is very determined, Jamie also. So I don't want to be long. I just want to wish you the best, and I want you to know that I'll be there for both of you. I wanted to give some more advice. People have given you advice by the bucket hole, and I dare to give you some more from people that know more than I on the subject. I'm going to mention a few quotes, but one of them is from Frank Schubert, which is my favorite composer, many sonatas from him. And he said something that I heard Michelle say and Jamie say. He said, "Happy is the man who finds a true friend, and far happier is he who finds that true friend in his wife." And that's very important because the friendship is what strengthens the bond in marriage. Another similar statement was given by Friedrich Nietzsche. I flunked when I had, ¿cómo se llama? Philosophy, but I remember his name. And he said, "It's not a lack of love, but a lack of friendship that makes unhappy marriages." So keep it. Friendship is a key word on what you both mentioned today. And the American poet Ogden Nash said, and this is something more for us men and for Jamie, and he said something very wise. He said, "To keep your marriage brimming with love, whenever you're wrong, admit it. Whenever you're right,
Shut up. Regarding love, the American journalist Mignon McLaughlin said, "A successful marriage requires falling in love many times, but always with the same person." So take these words from great thinkers and share the share the happiness that will reign in your life. Toast for your happiness and health.
Salud.
Salud.
Salud.